I want to go through. Actually, I want to go through these questions with you. So you've got some examples in your notes. Maybe you already know how to do it, but let's do it together. All right. So the first one. Now, do you notice what would you call that first shape?
Prism.
What kind of prism? Hexagonal prism. Okay, hexagonal prism. Right, so let's work this out then. To work out the volume of a prism, it's as simple as knowing the area of the cross section. So the cross section is the shape. I hope you're not on your phone, Tommy. Okay. We've got the area of the cross section, which in this case is a hexagon, and then that is the shape that gets extracted out and made into its prism. So it kind of gets extracted out like that, and then we have the shape. Now the thing about the cross section, if I were to cut it anywhere, I would end up with the same shape, the hexagon. That's what makes it a prism. So if I cut it in that direction, I'm always going to end up with the same. So the volume of that prism is whatever the cross-sectional area is. So cross-section area, and we multiply it by its length, or height, or whatever it will be. So in this case, it's going to be 25 centimetres squared times 7 centimetres. The answer would be 175 what?
Centimeters.
Cubic. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now the next one, based on the homework. So what kind of prism is this? Triangular prism. Okay. So you are told that the face, which is all important, is 26 centimetres squared. You are asked to find its length, but you are told that the volume is 208 cubic centimetres. So we know that cross-section area times length gives me volume. So as in your homework, you were told to follow the steps and put in the information you have. So we know the cross-sectional area is 26. We want to know length, so we leave that as L, and that equals 208 centimetres cubed. So Makai, what would you do? Exactly, yeah. So we do, the length must be 208 centimetres cubed divided by 26 square centimetres, and the answer would be, what would we calculate?
8.
Pardon? 8. Exactly 8 what? Centimetres. Because do you notice how if I've got something cubed divided by something squared, remember if we did x cubed divided by x squared, we get x. So in the same way, centimetres cubed divided by centimetres squared leaves me with centimetres. It follows that rule. Okay? Okay, and finally, on this page, what's it called? Good, it's a cuboid, right? So we've got this one. Now, what's special about a cuboid? Exactly. Any of its faces could be considered its cross-sectional area. Any of them. The triangle, if I can't use any of the other faces, it has to be the triangle. This hexagonal prism, it has to be the hexagon. Right, I can't use any of the rectangles, but with a cuboid I can go in any direction I like. So they've decided in this question that the face, they've shaded this one for for some reason. They've got 3 centimetres by 5 centimetres by 10 centimetres. So we can choose. We either use the one they've shaded, or we use this one, or we can use any of them as a cross section. Which one do you want to do?
The shaded one.
The shaded one, okay. So the shaded one would be what?
15.
So that would be, that face there would be 15 centimetres squared. So that's my cross section. Times 10 centimetres for length gives me 150 centimetres cubed. Now, would it have been any different if I'd have used a different face? So what if I'd have used this one on the front? What would my calculation have been?
50.
So this would have been 5. So it would have been 10 times 5 is 50 centimetres squared, times 3 centimetres would have still been 150. So I can do it any direction, which is quite useful for a cuboid. Quite useful to know. Alright. Okay. Over the page again then. Next page for you. I was hoping to have it on the screen very quickly. What type of prism is it? Yeah, triangle. I'll stop asking a bit. Right, this time you are told that the height of the triangle is 3 centimetres. And you are told the base is 6 centimetres. And you are told the length is 10 centimetres. So what's the cross-sectional area? What is the cross-section? It's a... Which one's got to be the cross-section? Now, what shape? A triangle. So we're looking at the area of the triangle, aren't we? Well, the area of that times 10. That's the length, yeah? So what's the area of the triangle? Not 18.
9.
So a triangle is
Base times height
base times height
divided by 2.
divided by 2. So that's 6 times 3 divided by 2, which is 9. So we do 9 times 10 equals 90 centimetres. Any questions about that? So for the next one, yeah. Well, we do, again, like we did for, or you did for your homework, you have to put in what you know first. So we're given that information and we are told that the volume is 1176 centimetres cubed. So we know from up here that the area of the triangle, which is base times height divided by 2, times by 14 has to equal 1176 centimetres cubed. Okay? So, first of all, what would be the area of the triangle? How would you work that out? Nick?
If you do 1176 divided by 12.
Not 12, yeah. Well, I do the 14 first, just to keep it. Because if I've got the triangle times 14, does it make sense that if I divide both sides by the 14, I get the area of the triangle must be 1176 divided by 14. Yeah? And what's that then? What's the area of the triangle? I'm doing it in stages. 1176 divided by 14 is?
84.
84. Okay. What units?
Centimeters.
No. It's the area, so it's centimetres, square centimetres. Okay? Now I've got The next step is to say, right, I've got the triangle area. That's what I need. So now I know that base times height divided by 2 is 84. So I can say 12 times height divided by 2 equals 84. What do I do?
Divide 84 by 2.
Nope. Nope. So think about what you would do. You do the height, times it by 12, then divide by 2, and get the answer 84. So the first step is to actually times it by 2. Thank you. So what is it before I divide by 2? So I know then that 12 times the height must be equal to. So times it by 2 gives me 168. Make sense? Because that's what it would be before I divide it by 2. Now what do I do? So 12 times h is 168, so we have to...
Divide 12 is 168.
Exactly, so h is 168 divided by 12, which is 14?
Yeah.
14 units. It's a length, it's an height, so it's actually just centimetres. Yeah. So again, it's this backwards calculations like you did on that homework. So I hope you, that's why I gave it to you, to prepare you. Make sense? Any questions on that? There's a lot of steps to it, isn't there? You've got to make sure that you keep track of what you're doing and write this all out. So some of you that don't like writing out your solutions, you need to start. Alright, the last ones then should be very easy for you, having you've all done that homework. And none of you copied off anyone else. So you know exactly what to do. No, I just want to see. As long as you did it. So that's 12 centimetres. This is 20 centimetres the height. So again, what's the cross-sectional area of a cylinder?
Circle.
It's the circle. So I've got to work out the area of the circle, multiply it by 20. So what's the area of a circle?
Radius. Square. Pi r squared.
Pi r squared. What's the radius of this circle? 12. So I've got 144 times pi times 20. So I'm going to ask you for two answers. One answer in terms of pi and one answer is a decimal. What would be your answer in terms of pi?
1,441. Is it 144?
That is your answer in terms of pi. Remember doing that from talking about your exam? Leaving it like that. This is in terms of pi. And what's useful about that? Not a decimal, which means it's exact. It's the exact answer, called in terms of pi. What are the units? So this is volume, don't forget that. So it's centimetres, cubic centimetres. What is it as a decimal?
9.4743.
Rounded. Okay? So that would be it as a decimal. Make sense?
Yes.
Good. Still writing?
Yeah.
I can always go back to it. Let's move on to the next one. If you want to copy it down afterwards, we'll get on. Right. The final one is exactly like your homework, which is oh, actually no. No, it's not like your homework at all. Actually, The homework was the next step, which is working out the radius. This time you're given the diameter, that's the extra step, isn't it? And this is 12 centimetres, exactly. So cylinder is still area of the circle times 12. That equals the volume. So we've got pi, don't forget it's r squared. So we've got pi times what squared? 5 squared, good. Because diameter is 10, therefore the radius is 5. Okay. So that's where their next step is, that's where they're trying to catch you out, check your understanding. And then that's times 12. So that would be 25 pi times 12, so exact form. Was it? 300 pi? Centimetre cubed, cubic centimetres. But that's an exact form in 10 pi as a decimal it would be. Okay? Now you'll notice in on the sheet it says give your answer to one decimal place. It doesn't ask you for an exact form. So just bear in mind what it asks for in the question. Okay, so you've got examples of all things there. Right, for the rest of this booklet, so you can get on with that now and start next lesson. You'll notice that the first sheet is just cuboids, simple cuboids. And then the next couple of sheets is, the next one is cylinders, cuboids, triangular prisms and so on. And then the final sheet is different prisms where you have to work out more stuff. Right, if you feel you just want to do some cuboid stuff to start with because you're not quite ready to do the cylinders and the triangular prisms yet, you can do some more cuboids just to work up to it. If you're happy, you can go straight on to volume of prisms and cylinders. And once you're done those ones, you can do the final sheet. But that final sheet needs to be done in your book because there's no working space. Okay? Yes? 300 times pi? Yeah? On your calculator, if you do 300 times pi,